With every major update, Palworld has brought new mechanics, stronger enemies, and harder areas. While so far they've been keeping what to expect a pretty tight secret, I'm taking lessons from what I've learned from the Sakurajima and Faybreak updates, and now I'm here to share with you what I'm doing to get ahead of the curve to hit the ground running when Tides of Terraria drops on June 25th. Now, I've been playing Palworld since the day it was released. I have well over 1,000 hours in this game. I've seen every update and I've learned things from each one. Historically, each update brings an increased level cap as a way to make the areas more dangerous than what is already here. Day 1, the max level was 50. Sakurajima raised it to 55 and Faybreak to 60. Because of this, I expect another 5 levels from Tides of Terraria. Similarly, day 1 there were 10 levels of capture power to unlock with Lifmunk Effigies at the Statue of Power. Sigurjima raised it to 12 and Faybreak to 14. Both updates introduced a new higher level of ingots, first plasteel and then hexolite, as well as higher level spheres to capture the higher level pals introduced. Now, with expeditions and research, we have levels tied to tower bosses, meaning there will likely be higher levels to unlock in those as well. Taking all of these factors into consideration, here are the things that we have focused on to get our base ready for this amazing new update, as well as one tip you can't afford to miss. The things I'm most focused on are things that I expect will be important for crafting any new items that are introduced. Okay, for Hexolite and ingots, the new levels of items often use the highest level of the previous update's ingots, along with a new type of ingot introduced in the update. Like the exotic spheres that were introduced in the Faybreak update, they use both plasteel introduced in Sakurajima as well as the new material introduced in Faybreak, the Hexolite. Dark Fragments and Nightstar Sand. So far, Nightstar Sand and Dark Fragments aren't used in a lot until you get to higher level schematics, but I predict that they will be needed in more things in this update, so I've been stockpiling them for like a month now because they take so long to gather. I'm also gathering lotuses and cave mushrooms, because with the Faybreak update, they made medicine a much bigger part of the game. Before Faybreak, I never used medicine. My pals never needed it. With Faybreak, though, they need it much more often. Not to mention the elixirs. I suspect it'll still be important in this update, so I'm bulking up my ingredients for those. Especially the cave mushrooms, because they're probably going to be used in research again. I'm also gathering up dog coins, successful bounty tokens, and PAL manuscripts. A feature they introduced with the Faybreak update were the NPC bounties, and you get successful bounty tokens from beating them. And you can use those to buy PAL manuscripts, IV fruits, elixirs, as well as other things, and you get them from the vigilante bounty officers that you can find in towns. Dog coins can be spent at the metal merchants, which was introduced in the Sakurajima update, to buy elixirs and IV fruits. Metal merchants are the ones that are in the church ruins, like at Desolate Church. PAL manuscripts are used in research, and like I said earlier, I think there will be new levels of research, so I want to have those ready to go. While you can buy elixirs, fruits, and manuscripts to stock up now, keep some of your bounty tokens and dog coins as well, because the merchants' inventories will likely contain new items that are introduced in the update. And lastly, exotic spheres. If you weren't already aware, spheres have level caps. Basic PAL spheres are meant to capture PALs between level 1 and 9, Mega spheres are for PALs level 10 to 19, and it goes up like that. So you can assume that the lowest level spheres that will be effective in the highest level area are the highest level spheres we can make right now. Once we can make the new highest level of sphere, whatever that may be, we'll be cranking those out. But until then, I plan to have an insane number of exotic spheres available. Next, I'm stocking up on consumables and upgrades that will help my guildmates and our pals stay ahead of the curve when the update hits. First thing we're going to get are tech books. My main reason behind this seems obvious to me, but just in case, I'll explain why. Earlier, I talked about the new levels and items introduced with each update. Well, I always end up spending all of my tech points unlocking everything, even if I don't use it. So I need more tech points to unlock the new items. This is a fast, easy way of doing this. We'll also be gathering a whole bunch of elixirs. I've already completely maxed out all of my stats between level ups and elixirs, so Just like my tech books, I want to be ready to max out my increased stats. If you aren't aware, elixirs raise your base stats, health, attack, defense, and work speed, but eventually you will max it out. You can make them at the medicine workbench, buy them at metal merchants and vigilante bounty officers, and find them in supply drops and oil rig chests. And the last of the consumables that we really are working on stocking up on are foods and cakes. Higher level foods have buffs that vary from attack, defense, sanity, and work speed. I'm stocking up on the ones we use most, like Mammoris curry and mozzarella cheeseburgers for attack, or Rushhor hot dogs and Gale Claw Nikajuga for defense. So we can take on the higher level pals in the new area right away. We're also stocking up on cakes now because each new update introduces new passives, meaning that the meta for our pals will change, and we will probably need to breed everything again. Not to mention all the new pals we will want to be breeding. Okay, so we've talked about getting our base ready. We've talked about getting all of our consumables to get ourselves ready. Now we're going to talk about getting our pals ready. The first thing I'm working on getting right now is Pal Souls, IV fruits, and training manuals. Just like our characters, our best pals will be under level again, so keep plenty of Pal Souls, IV fruits, and training manuals on hand to get them maxed out as quickly as possible. Pal Souls are used at the Statue of Power to permanently raise their attack, defense, health, and work speed stats, just like elixirs work for us. IV fruits are used to increase a pal's IV stats, which are their base stats, and training manuals give XP to level them up instantly. I'll also be leveling up all of my fighting pals using those training manuals. If they're not already leveled up, they're gonna be. So go ahead and make sure you have a solid fighting team to take on these harder areas. Use souls, fruits, and manuals and get them all to their best. We're also breeding stronger pals. We're breeding stronger pals to get the passives and IVs we want into the more commonly used pals in breeding, like Incineram, Cryolinx, and Anubis. These pals are in most of the breeding trees to get to in-game pals, so we keep a breeding stock of these pals with various passives. As well as breeding stronger pals, we're breeding a variety of mounts. Because Faybreak introduced the anti-aircraft turrets and suddenly we couldn't fly, I don't know what to expect, so we're preparing a variety of mounts with different partner skills. This time, we just want to be prepared for whatever may come with a variety of flying and ground mounts and a variety of elements on them. The next area that we're beefing up is our expedition and exploration setup. We've been putting together super powerful expedition teams as it is. Now we're trying to add some variety to the elements of the teams we have now. Each expedition has a required element type. Currently, there's grass, fire, ground, ice, water, and dark. And without any idea what to expect for the next expedition, we're trying to set up other elements. What do you all think the new tower boss will be? I think we'll finally get a water boss. Now, this one I've already done, but I want to make sure everyone else does it too. Another of the new features they put in Faybreak were the bounty tokens for beating the Alpha Pals, the bosses on land, underground, and the caves you see at the end of tunnels. You get one each time you beat an Alpha Pal, and it's like a badge added to your key items. The higher level Alpha Pals and Faybreak Tower require you to have certain tokens to enter. So basically, you have to have already beaten certain other land bosses to fight them. I assume the new land bosses will be similar, so go make sure you've beaten all of the Alpha Pals now. And the last thing that we're really focusing on right now is making sure that we're ready to boost our capture power. Like I said in the beginning, the capture power levels have increased with each update, and I seriously doubt that they won't go up again. So be sure to have many extra Lifmunk effigies saved up. I always have my level maxed out with at least 100 extra Lifmunks before any update, and I can usually just max out the next levels. The levels want a lot more now though, so I might actually have to hunt some to max it out this time. So no insta-maxing for me most likely. And as an extra little bonus tip, I'm going to let you know, make sure you have an extra PAL box. Go ahead, juggle your PAL boxes now, consolidate, close a base, whatever you need to do to make sure you have an extra PAL box available so you can get an outpost set up in the new land as quickly as possible. So, did I miss anything? What are you doing to prep for the update? Drop your best tips or tricks down in the comments. I read them all, and I might even feature some of them in the next video. If you had a good time or learned something new, don't forget to hit that like button and of course subscribe so you don't miss the next update drop. I can't wait to see you in the next one. Until then, thanks for watching and keep on gaming.